I had one experience in the Blue Mountains that really stuck with me. It happened while I was walking through the Redgum forest near Bullaburra. The area is quiet bushland, thick trees, rocky ground, and a small creek that winds through the valley. There's also an old dam nearby that's been there for years. I was following the creek when something unusual caught my attention on a small sand island in the middle of the water. At first, I almost missed it. The sand was hard-packed and dry, so whatever had passed through hadn't left deep impressions. But when I looked closer, I could make out 3 faint footprints crossing the sand. They were spaced unusually far apart. Curious, I measured the distance from one print to the next. The stride was about 1.8 meters. That stopped me in my tracks. Even taking a long step myself, I couldn't come close to matching that distance comfortably. The prints themselves weren't enormous, maybe a couple of inches longer than my own shoe size, which is a US size 11, but the spacing between them suggested something with a huge natural stride. The tracks moved across the sand island and disappeared into the bush on the other side. There wasn't much else to go on there, but the same valley gave me another clue not long after. While exploring the surrounding forest, I came across a thin sapling about 2 inches in diameter that had been snapped in 2 places. The break wasn't near the ground. It was still dangling from the tree at roughly 7 feet high. What caught my eye was the middle section. The wood had been split open, and there were clear teeth marks along the break. Whatever had snapped the sapling had also bitten into it, tearing it apart to expose the inside. Inside the wood was a huhu grub, a large protein-rich insect that lives in decaying timber. Something had deliberately broken the sapling open to get at it. That's when it clicked for me. The height of the break alone suggested whatever did it was tall, very tall, and the way the wood had been split and chewed showed intelligence. It wasn't random damage from wind or animals passing through. It looked like deliberate foraging. When you start paying attention to the bush like that, you begin to notice things most people walk straight past. Broken branches at unusual heights, structures that don't look natural, signs of feeding. If the height of that sapling break was anything to go by, whatever made it must have stood well over 7 feet tall. Around here, there's only one creature people talk about that fits that description: the Yowie. And once you start learning what to look for in the bush, you realize their presence might be easier to see than most people think.